That was public address announcer Dylan Irwin. And with that, we welcome you to the Yoshida Event Center here at Mount Hood Community College for this much anticipated rivalry game here in the NWAC between the Clackamas Cougars and the Mount Hood Saints. Hello, everybody, and I'm Jackson Hamlin here with you for the next couple of hours for both the women and the men on this first night of February. I want to thank everyone who is tuning into this, and hopefully we get two great matchups. The Cougars come into this game 14-4 overall, 6-1 in conference play, which includes a 4-game winning streak, outscoring their opponents 318 to 200 in those 4 games. They come off a win last Saturday against the Southwest Oregon Lakers. They defeated them 84 to 49 last Saturday. For the Saints, they did not do so good last Saturday. They lost 81 to 40 at Umpqua on Saturday. They have lost their last 3 in a row, being outscored 213 to 141. They are 7-10 overall, which includes 2-5 in conference play, which all happened in the month of January. However, back on January the 18th, they did get a win against Clark in double overtime. But they have since lost their last 3, and they come into this game 7-10. Should be a good matchup. Starting 5 for the Saints. Number 4, Mackenzie Kosmicki. Number 10, Sydney Knutson. Number 15, Michaela Patterson. Number 22, Marley Johnson. And number 34, Kylie Hoylman. As we are just about underway here in game number 1. It will be Michaela to get the jump ball for the Saints. And we are underway as the tip is going to be controlled by the Cougars, and they will be moving from right to left. Gets it across the floor, moves across to the wing. Trying to read the numbers here. That is Katie Cathan, and the Saints steal the ball. And here they come the other way. Gets it up top, and here's Marley Johnson. Moves into the lane, shoots a 2, and hits. And the Saints on the board first, 2-0. Back come the Cougars, and here is Katie Cathan. Brings it up the floor, pass, here's a 3 on the way, no good. That was attempted by Himani Kalia for the Cougars. They do get an offensive rebound, though, to keep the drive alive. Now comes Mia Martineau, gets it across, left corner, inside, floats it up, and that one is going to be saved over to the right corner. Moves into the key. 1 to shoot, and 3 is no good, but they did not beat the shot clock anyway. And that ball goes out of bounds, possession retained by Clackamas. Starting 5 for the Cougars include number 4, Katie Cathan, number 14, Jade Rowley, number 11, Himani Kalia, number 24, Kylie Fornstrom, and number 23, Mia Martineau. Shot no good, rebounded by the Saints, moving from left to right. And up the floor comes Marley Johnson, off right wing, passes it out. And there is Mackenzie Kosmicki. Gets it across. Left wing now is Kosmicki, who dribbles it into the lane, puts up a 2 and puts it in. Saints out to a 4-0 lead, and now here come the Cougars. Back across now as Katie Cathan passes the ball. Gets it across to Mia Martineau, crosses the timeline, gets it over right wing, throws to the inside. That pass is intercepted. Back come the Saints, and here is Hoylman. Moves across, gets it across center court, and she spins, looks to the corner, and moves to the inside. Now is Kosmicki, throws it to the corner, and now is, can't tell who that is, and the ball's lost, retained by the Cougars. And now here comes Fernstorm on the way, and that is going to be a travel. And possession is going to be retained by the Saints. And now it will be Johnson to inbound the ball and gets it into Kosmicki. And now Hoyleman pass it across, back to Hoyleman. She moves across the lane, moves up to the top of the key, spins to the inside, and looks for a teammate to pass to. She does get it there over left wing, or right wing, excuse me. Here come the Saints, and that was Patterson. She stepped out of bounds, possession to Clackamas. Now it'll be Cathin to inbound it, and now Martineau will bring it up the floor. Gets it across, top of the key, over to the right wing, back to the top of the key, takes a three and hits. Cathin with a three, and the Cougars pull to within one. Back come the Saints. 4-3 now with 7 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Now back comes Patterson, gets it across and dribbles into the lane. That was Kosmicki. And now here comes Hoyleman, dribbling the ball, spins, tries to put up a shot, and she gets blocked, and a pass out. And that one's going to be retained. Back out top of the key, moves, 2 to shoot. Left, right corner, 3, no good. And possession retained by the Cougars. Cathin will inbound it, and it will be Martineau to bring it up the floor for the Cougars. Waits at the top. Now looks and dribbles it, passes it, out to the right wing, shoots a three, and got it. That was Fernstorm with a three, and the Cougars now have a 6-4 lead. Back come the Saints. Having trouble getting it across midcourt, but they finally do. And now a block, and now a whistle and a turnover, and possession. Oh, that was a foul. Number 14, Jade Rowley, picks up her first foul. Another whistle. And now the Saints looking to inbound it, and they do. And it will be Patterson. Gets it back across to Hoyleman. Moves to the inside. Gets it up, puts it up, and off the rim, tipped around and controlled by the Cougars. And back now comes Clackamas. Here is Kalia, and she puts up a shot, no good. Saints the rebound. Back across the timeline now as they try to get it past midcourt, and they do. Moves it out, left wing, back over right wing, and here comes Kosmicki with a two, and she puts it off the rim. Back now come the Cougars. It is Kalia to dribble up the ball. She's going to take a three left wing, and it's off the rim, no good. Offensive rebound keeps the drive alive. Now here's a right wing three, and it's good. Cathin with a three, and it's a 5-point lead for Clackamas. Saints to inbound. Here is Johnson, pass it up. Back over comes Kosmicki, and a tip and an interception by the Cougars. Back up the floor, and now we got another whistle and a charge against Clackamas, and Mount Hood will retain possession. That was Cathin with her first foul, and the Saints will inbound it from the left end. Saints getting some word from their head coach, Alex Brown, second-year head coach. Now come the Saints up the floor, and now it is Conrad, comes into the game. She dribbles the ball, gets it across to Hoyleman. Hoyleman across to the right side, moves it in, and that was Patterson. Couldn't make one, and possession retained. And a timeout. .447 to go here in the opening quarter, and the Clackamas Cougars with a 9-4 lead against the Saints. Once again, the Saints led by head coach Alex Brown and assistant coaches Kelsey Higgins and Birdie Wormy. As for the Cougars, their head coach is Jim Martineau and assistant coach Kurt Goulsdorf. I apologize if I am mispronouncing that name. very active first 5 minutes so far, as we've had 13 combined points, just 2 fouls so far, both of which have been on Clackamas. Now the timeout ends. Both teams will retake the court, and we will resume play here in Gresham. Out of the timeout now, Cougars will have possession. It will be Skylar Rosebeck to inbound the ball, and she will get it in, and now a jump ball, or I'm sorry, it did go out of bounds. Possession to Mount Hood. Back come the Saints now, as now it is Connard. Passes it out, and a 2 is up, no good. That was Marley Johnson with the attempt, no good. Now come the Cougars, and here comes Glenn into the lane, and that was Porter to put it up and in, and it's 11-4. So back come the Saints now, as it is Hoyleman, gets it across, and now Hallie Meek in the game, got the ball, and a 3 banked in. What a shot. And now it's just a 4-point game, 11-7 is the Cougar lead. Back now come the Cougars, dribbles it to the outside, gets it to the right wing, dribbles to the inside, lays it up, and that one's no good, but a foul. That was 14, so Hallie Meek with her first foul, and it will be Callie Glenn to attempt free throws. She is 42%, and the first one is good. So it's 12-4. Still got one more coming. 4:05 to go here, first quarter, 12-7. And the second free throw is good. And now it is a 6-point lead for the Cougars, 13-7. Saints will inbound. It will be Johnson to get the ball in. She gets it to Hoyleman. Now back over comes Johnson, and back over to Hoyleman, back to Johnson. Spins around, finds room, top of the key, dribbles and passes it out. Here's Connard. Connard moves to the inside, gets it to the left corner, and now we got a charge and possession to Clackamas. Cougars will retain possession. Grosbeck will inbound it, and it is Glenn with possession now, as pass it over to the left wing. It is Kalia, gets it across, 2-pointer up, and that one goes in and out. It was almost halfway down, but oh, and that one's intercepted. Back come the Cougars. Here comes Grosbeck, throws it over, and now we got a whistle and a turnover. So Saints will retain possession once again. Johnson will inbound the ball. She gets it to Hoyleman, who dribbles it up the floor. Back to Johnson. Back to Hoyleman, crosses the midcourt line. Has 2 defenders on her, passes it out, and that one's tipped, and a foul. And that was, couldn't tell who that foul was on. Don't want to give misinformation. There will just be possession for the Saints. 3:15 here to go, first quarter. Inbounded, and here comes Connard. Connard moves inside the lane, moves it back out left corner. 3 on the way is good. A shot from the left corner, and Hoyleman makes it a 3-point game. Back now come the Cougars. Here is Grosbeck. Out to the right corner. Back over right wing, top of the key, over to the left corner. 3 to counterpoint is good. Kalia with a 3, and the Cougars back up 6. Saints with the ball, and here comes Meek. Gets it across into the right, out to the top of the key. He's Hoyleman. Moves inside, spins, tries to get into the lane, puts up a shot, no good, and a travel anyways, so possession is turned over to the Cougars. Inbounding will be number 13, Skylar Grosbeck. Waiting for the official to hand her the ball. She does get the ball, inbounds it to Callie Glenn, who will now bring it up the floor. Hustles up the floor, pass tipped, but retained, and now it's picked off. And now here come the Saints. Crossing the midcourt line is Patterson. Patterson gets it out to the left wing. Now moves to the inside. Here's Conard moving into the lane, floats it out, and now comes into the lane. That was Ramirez with an attempt, but that one was no good. Cougars with a 2 of their own to respond, and now they have an 8-point lead. Saints now with the ball once again, moves it up, and here comes Ramirez. That pass was picked, and a double pass, and possession to the Cougars. Minute 52 here to go, opening quarter. Inbound pass is collected by Kalia. She moves to the right side, passes it back out. Grosbeck gets it back to Kalia, shoots a 3. That one off the rim, no good. Tipped, and possession to the Saints. Ramirez now will inbound, or Johnson, excuse me, will inbound it, and she will get it into Ramirez. And Ramirez back to Johnson, gets it across. Knutson with the ball, passes it back to Ramirez, who moves to the outside. That pass picked, and the Cougars bring it back the other way. Here is Grosbeck, wide open. Can't put it up, and a foul. It was blocked, but a foul was called, so Grosbeck will shoot 2. 29% free throw shooter on the year. Substitutions now. As now Hoyleman subs back in. First free throw on its way. And good. So now a 9-point lead for the Cougars, 19-10, 86 seconds to go opening quarter here in Gresham. Crowd getting antsy for the second one, on its way, and off the back of the iron. Rebound to the Saints, and now some blockers in front, trying to get it across, and they do. And now here comes Kosmicki, gets it across. Patterson moves to the inside, puts up a shot, and it's in! Saints with their first points in minutes, and they make it a 7-point game, 19-12, but a foul. And that was Knutson with a foul. Mount Hood with just their 3rd foul of the game. Clackamas still has 4. Long inbound pass collected. Now Clackamas is into the lane, puts it up, and easy put in. And now the Saints will move it back. Here comes Ramirez, gets it across, and now it is Patterson. Moves to the right corner, floats it up. Kosmicki dribbling inside the key, spins, tries to put up a shot, got 2 defenders, puts it up, no good. And a travel gives possession back to the Cougars. Now Cougars will inbound, moving right to left here. And here they come, over to the left wing, left corner, 3 on its way, no good, air ball. Rebound, offensive drive, keeps it alive and puts in a 2. Back come the Saints, down 11, 23-12. Clock ticking, 30 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. And here come the Saints. Hoyleman spins inside the lane, tries to put up a shot, and does not as it rolls off the rim. Back now come the Cougars, shot clock off, 17 seconds to go here, opening quarter. Will they hold out for the final shot? Here's Grosbeck, gets it across. Kalia, back across. Glenn, right side, left side, moves it across. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 3, no good, and that's it for quarter number 1. Clackamas trying to get the final shot, could not make that 3 from the right wing. They go scoreless on that final drive, but lead by 11 at the end of 1. 23-12 is the Cougar lead, and quarter 2 is next. Teams will regroup. And 10 more minutes here in the first half. 11-point Clackamas lead. Still hot from their 4-game winning streak, which includes outscoring their opponents 318 to 200 in their 4-game winning streak, 6-1 in conference play. Now second quarter, gonna get started here. Cougars with a 23-12 lead over the Saints. Here on this first night of February, these two teams will meet again 1 month from now on Wednesday, March 1st at the same time. Will be at Clackamas. Saints' only home game against the Cougars tonight. We have the men's game coming up next. Tip-off for that one approximately 7:30, and the second quarter now underway as the Cougars will have possession. Now comes Martineau, and a whistle as a 3 was attempted. But a foul, we got a push off, so Saints will regain possession. Johnson will inbound the ball, and she gets it into Hoyleman. Brings it up the floor, long pass tipped, goes out of bounds. Saints regain possession. Johnson inbounds the ball, gets it to Hoyleman. Long pass across to Knutson, who dribbles it up the floor. And now here comes Patterson, gets it back across. And now here is Johnson with a 3 off the rim, no good. And a putback is in and a foul. Chance for a 3-point play, as that was Patterson with the 2, and she will attempt the free throw. She's only a 25%, or sorry, she's a 34% free throw shooter on the year. And she hits it. Add that to the record. And the Saints crawl back one more. And now here come the Cougars. Over to the left corner, floats it back out, left wing. Moves to the inside, pass back out, left corner, 3 on its way is good. Kalia with a 3, and the Cougars back up 11. 26-15. Minute here into the second quarter. Back now come the Saints, 2-pointer up, no good, and the rebound of the Cougars. Here comes Kalia, brings it up, left corner. That is Martineau, puts up a deuce, can't put it in, and the Saints recontrol. Back they come up the floor. Here is Johnson, gets it across Hoyleman. Spins and moves into the key. Tries to find a looking pass, gets it across. Now is Kosmicki. Kosmicki passes it out, and it's too long and out of bounds. So possession back to Clackamas. Johnson subs out, and Clackamas with control. Now here comes Martineau. Pass out in front, back to Martineau, and gets it across. Moves to the right side. Back out right wing, to the right corner, moves to the inside underneath the rim, tipped, and that one's gonna be recontrolled. Back out top of the key. Fakes, moves, puts up a deuce, and that one's no good. Saints the rebound as they bring it up left to right once more. Here's Hoyleman. Spins, got 2 defenders, looking for a passing lane, and gets it, and that one is a bounce pass to Patterson. Gets it across, now is Connor. Back over is Kosmicki, dribbles into the lane. That pass, she can collect her own pass. And on the ground. And we have a foul. So the Saints will inbound it from underneath the basket. Connard will be the one to inbound it. Looks for a lane, gets it to Hoyleman, back to Connard. Connard moves around the key, tries to find a lane and does, passes it out, left corner. Now it's Hoyleman, gets it back, Kosmicki moves, pass out, right corner. There's Knutson. And a whistle and a turnover. So Clackamas will regain control. Cathan will inbound it and gets the ball back, and that one poked, checked, intercepted, and here's Hoyleman, tries to find a passing lane, gets it to Connard, shoots a 3, and no good. And the rebound to the Cougars. Wide open lane now for Kalia. Loses the ball. And possession back to Hood. 7.5 minutes to go here in the first half. It's still an 11-point Cougar lead. Conard will inbound it. And gets it in. Now is Johnson. Pass out to Hoylman. And knocks a defender over, but she steps out of bounds and turns it over. Clackamas regains control. Substitution time for the Cougars. Grosbeck will get it in to Martineau. Martineau dribbles it, gets it back to Grosbeck. Over across left corner. Here's Kalia, 3. It's an air ball. Rebound to Johnson. Pass out is intercepted. Here's Kalia again. Moves, has room, gets it back across. Now at the right wing. Martineau, pass out. Over left corner. Grosbeck to Kalia. Kalia gets it back. Top of the key, over to the right corner. 16 to shoot. Grosbeck into the lane. Passes it out. And now a turnover and Hood's ball. Saints will regain control here with 6:55 to go here in the first half. Hoylman will inbound it to Johnson. Gets it back to Hoylman. Over to Conard. Conard, long pass. And that one is going to be caught, but lost and out of bounds. Cougars now with possession. It will be Grosbeck to inbound the ball and gets it in to Glenn. Glenn dribbles it across the timeline, pass back out to Grosbeck, gets it to Kalia. Kalia back, over to Grosbeck, out to the wing, out top of the key, now to the right wing. Shoots a deep 3, and it's off the rim, no good. And the rebound tipped, and possession to the Saints. Hoylman will inbound it, and she gets it in to Johnson. And now Johnson gets back to Hoylman, back over to Johnson. Still haven't crossed the midline, and now they do. Now here's Hoylman, gets it across to Johnson, one-handed catch, dribbles it into the lane, puts a 2 up, and that one's no good. Rebounded by Patterson, gets it across Johnson. Now a 3 on the way, no good off the rim and out of play. And Clackamas will retain possession. Grosbeck to inbound it to Glenn. Gets it back to Grosbeck. Over to Glenn. Back across now Kalia. Into the lane. Porter now with it. Gets it back. And now a 3 left wing is good. 3-pointer was drilled, and the Cougars now lead by 14. Back come the Saints. Here's Hoylman. Dribbles it into the lane. Tries to find a shooting path, but can't. Gets it across. Now Johnson gets it back out. Kosmicki, a 3. Got it. Big 3 there. And Hood's first points in a couple of minutes. 5.5 now. Here's Grosbeck. Gets it to Porter. Porter gets it back across to Fernstorm. Gets it in the lane. That pass intercepted, and the Saints with a long pass. Here's Conard, wide open lane, but she mishandled the pass. Here is Patterson with a 2 and 1. The foul was on Fernstorm. Apologies. Now it will be Patterson to shoot a free throw and a chance for a 3-point play. Free throw percentage I will list in a second, and the free throw is good, and a 3-point play is converted. Patterson is a 60% free throw shooter, and now the Cougars bring it the other way. 3 from the left corner, off the rim, no good, but an offensive rebound keeps the drive alive. Now a 3 right wing, got it! Grosbeck with a 3, and the Cougars lead by 11 once more. Now come the Saints. Here is Patterson. Patterson gets it to Conard, who gets it to Hoylman. Hoylman backs up, looks for room, dribbles it into the lane, pass out left corner. Here's the 3 on its way, and it's an air ball and a turnover. Now a foul on Patterson. Gives the ball back to Clackamas. And a timeout. with 4.5 to go here in the first half, a 32-21 Cougar lead. Pull up some scores here from around the league. Refresh the browser and we'll see how other teams in the Northwest Athletic Conference women's basketball are doing today. 3:08 to go in Bellevue, and Bellevue with a 47-35 lead over Olympic. 5 minutes to go in Everett, and Peninsula with a 46-18 lead over Everett. Other games include Saget Valley versus Edmond, Treasure Valley versus Yakima Valley, Lane versus Umpqua, which is a NWAC conference game. That game currently tied at 25 with 3:45 to go. And now here in this game, out of the timeout, Cougars with the ball. Glenn brings it up, gets it back to Grossbeck. Now a wide open three, left corner, is banked in. Looked like it was tailing left, but that backboard can be very beneficial at times. Three is good at 35-21 is the Cougar lead. Back now come the Saints. Here is Johnson, dribbles it into the key, tries to find a pass and gets it to Kosmicki. Kosmicki now dribbles inside, right corner three, off the rim, tipped, and possession to the Saints. They will inbound it from the right side, underneath the basket. Now gets it in. Conard moves to the left, now moves right, dribbles and passes it out. Kosmicki at the top of the key. Looking for a passing lane, gets it over to Johnson. Johnson back over Hoyleman. Hoyleman to Kosmicki. Kosmicki pass, tipped and intercepted, and now Glenn brings it up for the Cougars. Here they come the other way. Out to the right wing, and that is Martineau. Martineau gets it back over to Glenn. Glenn moves to the inside, gets it back out. Martineau gets it over to Fernstorm. Now pass out, tipped, but retained by the Cougars. Three, left corner, back iron, no. Rebound Saints. And now here come the Mount Hood Saints. Johnson, pass out, Conard, underneath the basket, finds a lane, gets it to Kosmicki, who loses it out of bounds, and possession is to Clackamas with 3:12 to go here in the first half. Sorry, possession to Mount Hood. The Saints will inbound it from underneath the basket. And it will be Johnson to inbound it. And a long pass out to Kosmicki at the top of the key. Signaling her teammates. Kosmicki holds, now dribbles inside, gets it back out. Here's Knudsen, a three. It's off the rim, no good. And possession saved by the Saints. Back out Johnson. Moves to the inside. Looks, passes, is retained. Saints have a new opportunity. Now comes Hoyleman. Gets it over to Johnson. Back to Hoyleman. Dribbles to the inside. Gets it back out. Johnson, a three. Off the back iron. Now down to three to shoot. Here's Knudsen. Fresh 20 now on the shot clock. Back over comes Patterson. Patterson, and now it is Knudsen with the ball, passes it out. Hoyleman, 8 to shoot. Johnson with it, back over Hoyleman, dribbles inside the lane, gets it back out, right corner three, got it! Big three there from Johnson, and it's back to an 11-point game. Back come the Cougars. Here's Grossbeck, gets it inside the lane, now it is Porter. Gets it back out, Grossbeck shoots a three, top of the key, ironed it, no good. Possession retained by the Cougars. Fresh shot clock. Now here come the Cougars again. Two-pointer put in by Fernstorm. Cougars back by 13. 1:50 to go here in the opening half. Now here comes Hoyleman, gets it across, Knutson over to Patterson. Patterson gets it across, Johnson thought about a three, didn't take it. Back over Hoyleman. Hoyleman looks for a pass, gets it to Knutson. Back inside the lane now, Kosmicki looks for a pass, puts up a two, no good. And offensive possession retained by the Saints. Now here's Hoyleman, wide open three, off the iron. And a whistle and turnover. Now another stoppage in play. 82 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Cougars 37, Saints 24. And Cougars will inbound it. Will be Martineau to get the inbound. And she will inbound it. A long inbound pass is going to be caught by Fernstorm. Moves into the lane. Whistle, missed it, but a foul on her as it was a charge. So the Saints will get possession back. Now Johnson will inbound it, and she gets it in to Hoyleman. Hoyleman long pass across to Knutson. Knutson gets it over. Now McCrea, who comes into the game, passes it back out Johnson. Back across Hoyleman. Dribbles it into the lane. Pass out Knutson. Back out. Here's Kosmicki. Throws it out. Johnson. Johnson at the top of the key. 7 to shoot. Into the lane now. And now turnaround shot. Can't put it up. Johnson moves into the lane at the shot clock. Can't put it in. Cougars with possession. 45 to go here in the first half. Here come the Cougars. Up by 13. And now a three. Off the iron and offensively rebounded. And now they can't control, and possession goes back to Mount Hood. So Johnson will inbound it. And she gets it in to Kosmicki, who gets it back to Johnson. Back over to Kosmicki. Dribbles it across, gets it across. Here's Hoyleman. Hoyleman dribbles into the lane, gets it back out. Kosmicki, pass back out. Johnson. Johnson gets it back to Hoyleman. Hoyleman at the top of the key. Looks for a shot, dribbles into the lane, and now that pass tipped. 10 seconds to go. Here come the Cougars. Here is Grosbeck. Pass out, right wing, three on its way. Is good. Three-pointer for the Cougars, and that will do it for half number one. The Cougars, who could not convert on a final second shot in quarter number one, get it in quarter number two, and they will go into the locker room with a 16-point lead. Our score at halftime, the Clackamas Cougars 40 and the Mount Hood Saints 24. We'll be back for the second half in 15 minutes. It's the first cast. Oh, I don't know if you were hearing me. I completely forgot I had my little map here, like my little cheat sheet. as we count down the final seconds of halftime. Once again, it is a 16-point Clackamas lead, 40-24 here from the Yoshida Event Center here in Gresham. Just 20 more seconds until the third quarter gets underway. Apologize for the lack of communication during the halftime break. I will promise that I will be better prepared. My analyst just has not shown up yet, but he should be here momentarily. Cougars will start with control, and they will move from left to right here in half two as the ball gets inbounded, and we are underway here in quarter number 3. Kalia gets it across, and now here is Cathin, gets it back into the lane, and a fire. That one no good, but a foul. And free throws coming. Rowley's first free throw on the way, off the rim, no good. And that one is good. And now here come the Saints back, moving from right to left. Gets it across, here's Hoyleman. Gets it across now as Knutson gets the ball back. Finds a lane, gets it over. And now here's Hoyleman once again. Into the lane, shoots, and puts it in. And now here come the Cougars once again, as I'd like to welcome in my analyst for the night, Mr. Jake Rowe. Thank you for joining me tonight. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing quite well. I'm excited to watch some basketball.
There's a two-pointer up and good, and Clackamas back up 17. Now here come the Saints, and now it is Kosmicki who gets it back over Hoyleman. Gets it back across. Knutson at the top of the key, moves to the inside, gets it out, right corner three, rims around and doesn't fall. Now here come the Cougars back the other way, and now gets it underneath the net, whistle on a travel, and possession is turned over. So here come the Saints once again. Here's Knutson, gets it across. Here's Hoyleman, gets it back over to Johnson. Knutson with it again. Long pass over to Hoyleman. 3 defenders on, gets it over Patterson. Patterson moves to the inside, gives it across Kosmicki. Pass over Johnson. Top of the key, pass out. Here's Hoyleman, moves to the inside, spins, fires, right corner, no good. And that one tipped out of bounds. Possession recontrol by Mount Hood.
Good defense there.
So it'll be Johnson to inbound, gets it into Hoyleman. Back over is Kosmicki. Now is Kosmicki spins, puts it up and in!
What a shot.
Right as the shot clock expired, and now a 15-point game. Back now come the Cougars, and now it is Martineau. Gets it back across. Here is Cathin. Gets it back over. Martineau shoots a 3 off the back iron, tipped and recontrolled, and out of bounds. And possession of Mount Hood.
Close call there.
Or possession to Clackamas, I guess. Whistle and foul. Now Jake's just hard to tell. Now tipped out of bounds, and
a couple funky calls there.
Another foul. So Cougars will inbound it again from underneath, or it'll be free throws. It'll be Cathin to attempt the free throws. First one up, off the iron, no good. So she had 61% on the season. She missed the first one there. Still has one more. Fires, and that one's no good as well.
A little strong on both there.
Missed both free throws, and the Saints now with it. Here's Pearson, shoots, did not. Brings it back. Back across now at the left side. Now is Patterson. Tries to find someone to pass to. She does. Gets it to Hoyleman. Right wing three off the rim. Back now comes Clackamas. It is Cathin. And now dribbles inside the lane. Gets it across. Right corner three on its way. Off the iron. No. Tipped and recontrolled. So back now comes Clackamas. It is Cathin. Gets it across now as Martineau moves into the lane. Gets it tipped. And that one did, in fact, get turned over.
Looks like Firmstrom was stepping on the line there.
So possession back to the Saints with just over 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter. So back comes Hoyleman, stops, tries to look for a pass, gets it across. Patterson gets it to Johnson. Johnson moves to the inside, tries to find shooting room, cannot. Gets it back, Kosmicki. Decided to shoot, no, she did not. And now underneath the basket, puts it up and in.
Good pass there.
Had a defender on her too, but still was able to put that one in. So back now come the Cougars. Saints with the last 4 points, and now 2 more for the Cougars. So now back comes Mount Hood. Here's Johnson over to Knutson, gets it over to Patterson, back over Hoyleman. Hoyleman dribbles it to the right side.
Pressure.
Moving and gets it in. Patterson looking for someone to pass to. Backs up, looking, bounces it over to Hoyleman, who dribbles it around to the front. Moves to the inside, who dribbles it around to the front. Moves to the inside, floats out, left corner or right corner three, air ball, and the Cougars regain control. Now here comes Martineau. Martineau gets it back across. Here's a three. It's good.
What a shot.
And that was Fernstrom.
Deep one.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Apologies once again. I've been mispronouncing that all night, but she just made that three to put the Cougars up by 3 more. Back over Hoyleman. Here's a three from Kosmicki from the left wing, but she couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
Now a tip ball goes out of bounds and possession gets turned over to Clackamas and a timeout here with 5:45 remaining. Jake, what have you been thinking about this game so far?
Well, looks like Clackamas is pushing the pace here. Saints seem to be having trouble in transition here.
This is a team, though, Clackamas 6-1 in conference play, as that three bounces off the iron and possession gets controlled by the Saints. They're 14-4 overall. I mean, the Saints just 7-10, so kind of a lopsided matchup, but hopefully we can see a comeback here.
6-1 conference record, having a stellar year.
Now we got another timeout and substitutions now for Clackamas. Now it will be inbounding at the left end. It will be Grosbeck to inbound it to Glenn, who gets it back over to Grosbeck, throws it back over Martineau. Martineau waits at the left side, gets it across. There's Glenn, left corner, puts up a 2, and that one's an air ball. And that one's saved, but intercepted. Now here comes Ramirez, looking for someone to pass to, gets it to Kosmicki, and Kosmicki spins, gets it across, and lost ball, turned over, and here comes Grosbeck now and the Cougars. Moving again from left to right, pass is collected by Martineau, able to get a handle on that one, and she gets it back and looks for a passing lane, gets it back to Grosbeck. Grosbeck gets it inside the lane to Porter, puts up a 2, no good, and the Saints the rebound.
Good defensive rebound in the last few possessions. Just need to convert on offense for the Saints.
And now here they do come on offense. As now it's Kosmicki who backs up, looks for a running lane and moves over to the left side. Gets it across now. Here's Ramirez on the left. Tip pass still. And now a whistle. And we got so foul. And another timeout. With just over 4 minutes to go here in quarter number 3, with the Cougars leading 48-30 over the Saints.
Mount Hood wants to get back in this game. They're going to going to need to pick up the defensive intensity and convert the offensive possessions here.
And I mean, that's just been a struggle too, Jake, because they've been outscored 213 to 141 in their last 3 games, which they've lost, including a 81 to 40 kind of blowout game last Saturday down in Roseburg.
Looks like coming up, Mount Hood will play another big team, Lynn Benton Roadrunners.
15-3 overall, 5-2 in conference play. They are currently playing the Lakers of Southwest Oregon Community College, and we'll try to pull up that score real quick, see how they are doing there. If this will load here, it looks like they have a 30-19 lead with 3:22 to go in quarter 3.
11-point game, certainly room for a comeback, but looking like another win for Lynn Benton.
Interesting fact here, Jake, is that Mount Hood will go down to Lynn Benton on Saturday. They already played at Lynn Benton back on the 4th of January. That game was actually supposed to be here, but there was a facility error. So they, instead of getting a home and home with the Roadrunners, they get 2 road games.
Wow, that's tough.
But here come the Saints as they will try to prove themselves here in this game. As Conard passes it out, Johnson a 3, and that one hits the rim.
Just short.
And now we will get a jump ball.
A gritty rebound there from Kazmicki.
Good rebound and able to hold on to that ball. And however, possession does favor Clackamas in this situation. Coach Brown encouraging his team as now the Cougars bring it back. Here is Martineau, gets it over to Grossbeck. Here's Porter inside the lane, puts up a 2, no good. And the rebound fought for, but Mount Hood's they've got it. Here's Ramirez. And Ramirez stops and floats it over to Kazmicki, gets it back to Ramirez, who shoots a 3 wide open and hits a good 3. And that puts them within 15. And now here come the Cougars. Kalia gets it back, throws back into the lane, and she puts up a deuce. So here comes Kazmicki now, and Mount Hood with possession. Still down by 17 now with just under 3 to go here in the 3rd quarter. So here comes Ramirez, tries to get a shooting lane, but she gets blocked and a whistle and another foul. And possession will be recontrolled by Clackamas.
Some fire going on in the game now.
That is the 4th foul on Mount Hood this half. Clackamas only with 1 here in the 3rd quarter with 2:45 to go, and the Cougars leading 50-33. Now is Glenn, gets it back out. Fernstrom gets it over to Porter, and now here is Glenn into the lane, but she can't put it in, and a whistle, and now a turnover. So Mount Hood will retain possession with 2.5 to go here in quarter number 3. Just a reminder, we do have a 2nd game coming up. It is the same 2 teams, but it is the men playing, and should be an interesting matchup, Jake. Now here comes the Saints, Conard, and that one gets tipped back into the backcourt. And now it is going to be picked, but we got a jump ball again, but possession favors Mount Hood.
Both the men's Clackamas team and the women's having good years so far, isn't that right?
I'd say so. But I mean, these men's Saints have been pretty hot lately. They've won 2 of their last 3, including being undefeated so far at home. So it'll be a tough one for the Cougars here. And now that one just tipped out of bounds and possession over to Clackamas.
A wild player there, kind of got away from them.
So now it will be Cougars to inbound, and Glenn will get the inbound pass, and she gets it back to Grossbeck. Pass out, Fernstrom over at the right wing. Now to Porter, puts up a 2, and on top the iron. And the Saints with the rebound, whistle, but possession still favors Mount Hood.
Porter keeps looking for that 10-foot jumper, it just hasn't fallen for her.
Now Johnson will inbound it from the right side underneath the basket. And she gets it into Conard. Back over to Johnson. Over to Conard. Long pass to Ramirez. That one handled very cleanly, but now she dribbles it off her foot, and possession to Clackamas as we got yet a third. That is what, the third jump ball in the last 2 minutes, Jake.
It's a lot of gritty play. A lot of players getting on the floor right now.
Everybody wants that basketball, but possession now favors the Cougars. So Grosbeck will inbound it from underneath the basket on the left side. She gets it in to Glenn, and now gets it back over to Grosbeck, who crosses the midcourt line, gives it over to Fernstrom. Back over come the Cougars. Here's a pass out to the left corner. Now here comes into the lane, puts up a deuce, can't put it in, and that is Catherine who couldn't do that. And now we got another whistle and a foul. Looks like we got some more free throws coming. The foul was on Hoyleman, I believe, 34. Now it will be Grosbeck to attempt some free throws here. First one on the way, no good off the back iron. She missed both free throws last time she was up. She's 0 for 3, as now the crowd's starting to get into it. Stomping their feet, second free throw up is good. So able to get redemption there. She goes 50% there. And now the Saints down by 18 will look to get some points here. Now it is Hoyleman who passes it to Kosmicki. Kosmicki looks for a lane and puts it in.
Nice way to follow the shot there.
She regains herself and was able to take her time and put that one in. So now here come the Cougars. Kalia gets it back over. Now it's Catherine, gets it over to Grosbeck. Grosbeck over, and now Martineau into the lane, can't put it in, and rebounded to the Saints. And a pass is going to be handled by Kosmicki and gets it back to Hoyleman. Kosmicki open, whistle, and another foul. And turnover. 45 seconds left here in quarter number 3. So Grosbeck will inbound from right in front of us and gets it into Glenn. Back over comes Grosbeck. Here's a wide open Kalia 3, and it's good.
Saints trying to pressure there, but there was a hole in their defense.
And Jake, she had absolutely nobody in front of her.
Nobody.
Now here come the Saints. They find themselves down by 19. Now out to the left corner 3. Off the iron.
Open.
Had it open, but could have put it down. Here come the Cougars. Back over comes Glenn. Moves it across. And now a pass that's picked off. Here come the Saints. And here comes Johnson. Looking. She's going to pass and keep and pass. And now here's a 3 from Conard. And that one's off the rim, no good. And the rebound is kept alive. And they regain on offense. And now here's another 3. Off the iron, no good.
Another rebound.
And that will do it for quarter number 3. We are 75% done with this game, and the Saints find themselves down by 19. It's 54-35.
Both teams hustling to end the quarter there, but it seems like Mount Hood is just falling too far behind.
Fourth quarter about to get underway, and Jake, from what we saw in that third quarter, we're going to need to see a lot more aggressiveness from Mount Hood if they're going to come back and get this one done.
Absolutely. Their defense was picked up there in the third, but still, again, the offense, they just can't find a good look or can't convert on their open ones. They're going to need their point guard, Kosmicki, to make some plays for them here.
They've been good at being able to get their own rebounds, and they're playing aggressive enough. It's just they find themselves down in these situations. Now, they lost their last 3. They've been outscored by a lot of points, so they just have to find a rhythm and stick with it in order to come back here in this fourth quarter. But, you never know.
You never know. There was signs of life in the third quarter there, but they just couldn't keep it consistent.
There's been times where Jake leads me in one-on-one hoops by like 9, and I come back and no, I'm just kidding. That's not true. Jake is a guy I never have beaten in one-on-one. That's why I wanted him.
Never say never.
That's why I wanted him as my analyst, because he's so good at basketball. He knows everything. So I appreciate him joining me tonight.
Of course. course. Hopefully we'll get in the rhythm here and have a good time.
Out of the timeout now is fourth quarter about to begin with possession to Mount Hood, and it will be Knutson to inbound it. From across the court there, she gets it into Conard. Crosses the midcourt line, gets it across, goes into the lane, puts up a deuce, but it's off the iron. And a rebound, spins around, but can't put it in. And Mount Hood's been good on this drive about saving themselves. They've gotten 2 offensive boards. Here is Conard, dribbles into the lane, tries to put up a shot, and she puts it right into the arms of Glenn. So here come the Cougars. Over now is Martineau, and Martineau waits at the right corner, gets it in, and a reverse layup is good, and a foul, and a chance for 3.
Very skilled reverse layup there.
Something I see Jake do.
Maybe I might need to stretch first.
So now it'll be Glenn to attempt bonus free throw and to try to convert a 3-point play, but she can't as it hits the back iron. And now it is Johnson getting the rebound, and the ball now possessed by the Saints, as now it is Meek who gets it over to Johnson. Johnson tries to shoot, puts it up, and that one off the left side and out of bounds.
Looks like she was tipped almost, but
it did seem like that ball might have gotten tipped, but it did not. So Clackamas will regain control as they bring it up the floor. So here come the Cougars. It is Grossbeck who gets the ball back, and she finds the teammate, but it bounces right off the thighs and back to the Saints. But that one goes out of bounds, and Clackamas will regain control.
Hey, watch numbers. Let's go.
Glenn will be the one to inbound from underneath the right side hoop. Here is a long inbound pass that is collected by Kalia. And Kalia going to step back, fire a 3. It's off the iron and rebound to the Saints.
Boy, that was a quick release, wasn't it?
It was. Here's Kosmicki. She brings it across. Looks for someone to pass to. Dribbles into the lane, gets it, and gets it back out to Johnson. And Johnson just thought about shooting, but she instead passes it to Meek, who passes it to Kosmicki. Has 2 defenders fighting on her. Gets it back to Meek, who shoots a 3 and banks it in.
What a bank.
A huge 3, gaining momentum, and it's an 18-point game. So back now come the Cougars, and now here is Glenn looking for someone to pass to. Here's Grossbeck, wide open triple to counteract.
3 threes in 3 different possessions for both teams here.
How about seeing the skill on this floor, Jake?
It's impressive.
Now here is Knutson, gets it across. And now here is the Saints, but they get it turned over. So here come the Cougars. Here is Martineau into the lane. She's going to shoot, and she's going to put up an air ball. Rebounded, is kept offensive, and now thought about a 3, but passes it over. Kalia wide open on the left side. Got it, and there's another 3 for the Cougars.
Defense is a little late, and that release is just way too quick.
Just finds herself open on that right wing and able to fire that 3, and now an interception. And that one got tipped back to herself as now Glenn will bring it up the floor. Passes it out. Here's Grossbeck. Thought about a 3, but dribbles into the lane. Puts up a shot. No good. Rebound is there, but a foul. Could not put it in, but she is fouled. She'll go to the line. That is Rowley, 5'9" freshman from Vancouver. And we got a timeout by Mount Hood and a substitution. Or just a timeout here. A lot of players going back and forth. I didn't know if it was a substitution or just a timeout here. So they will regroup, and they find themselves down by 24 here. And they're just their second home game of the season. Checking scores from around the conference. Looks like that Lynn Benton Southwest Oregon game is now a 35-28 lead for the Roadrunners with 7.5 minutes to go. The Chemeketa Storm are trailing the Clark Penguins 59-54 with just under 5 minutes to go in that one. And speaking of the Chemeketa Storm, that will be the Saints' next home game next Wednesday night. So that should be a fun one.
A lot of close games, it looks like. Wenatchee Valley.
And as for the Clark team, doesn't look like either of these teams face them in their next game, but should have some interesting matchups and some interesting games today as we come down the stretch. Just a reminder that these are only the women's games, and we will have the men's games once they start at around 7:30. Most of these games are already in the fourth quarter. We'll have a brief intermission before the men's game starts. We'll have a second live stream for that for you guys to tune into. So now some free throws coming for the Cougars. First one up and no good, and that is Rowley attempting free throws right there. She is 45% on the year. Second one on the way, and that one's good. And now the Cougars find themselves up by 25. Biggest lead of the night is that one almost tipped, and now wide open, dribbles into the lane, puts it up and in. And Jake, she just tipped that ball right to herself, and she was able to just convert, and there's two more for Clackamas. Here's Knutson, and that one is dribbled off the leg, and Saints regain control with just over 7 minutes to go here in the game. Knutson will inbound it, and now it is McCrea, who shoots a three, no good. Rebounded to the Cougars. Into the lane now, Kalia. Got it! And now another timeout by Coach Brown. Saints now find themselves down by 29, 67-38 with just under 7 minutes to go here in this one. And Jake, with just under 7 minutes to go, I mean, how much more can Mount Hood do in order to at least make this game seem interesting?
Right now, with the deficit, I'm thinking the coach is probably just trying to get into sets and get some practice for next game. Bringing some energy and ending on a high note would be important going into their next game against Lynn Benton, who also has a great record of 15-3 and 5-2 in conference play. Two tough teams in a row. I think preparing for their next matchup will be a great idea for Mount Hood, using another good team in Clackamas.
This Clackamas team comes in pretty close to the top of the conference, 14-4 again overall. Off a 4-game winning streak, looks like it will probably go to 5 as they have a 29-point lead here in Gresham. But a much anticipated rival. These schools just located about 20-25 minutes from each other. And Jake, we should have an interesting one again on March 1st in Clackamas as these two teams will face off once again. So now the Saints bring it up the floor. It is Ramirez and passes it out. And now it is Hoyleman. Dribbles it inside the key, gets it back out to Meek. Over to Kosmicki, dribbles to the inside, spins, tries to put one up, but she puts it off the iron, and that one's no good. Now Kalia gets a pass, gets it to Martineau, shoots a three, and hits.
Martineau's form still in there.
And there's another three for Clackamas, and now it's over a 30-point lead, 70-38. And there's a shot that just would not go. It was denied by the rim. And now here come the Cougars. And then that one she just threw out of bounds. So that one will be turned over to the Saints as Catherine just dribbled that one off her hands and out of play. Just over 6 minutes left here in this one. Saints, looks like that 3-game losing streak will go to 4 as they find themselves down by over 30 points here tonight. But you know what? That's okay. Just take it one game at a time, right, Jake?
That's right. That's all you can do. Again, this experience versus a good team is very valuable in a long season.
And they started hot.
Absolutely.
They've just gone a little bit downhill since conference play, but you just got to take it one game at a time and, see where you go from there.
Absolutely.
As now the Saints get possession back, and here's Ramirez, dribbles it, finds herself, gets it across, and that one is grabbed by me because it was almost picked up, and she able to steal it back. Here's a 3 at the top of the key, and that one bounces in and out. So Kosmicki tried to fire a 3 there, but she could not get that one to fall. Now Clackamas comes the other way. Waiting at the top is Glenn, and now she dribbles it to the right side. 15 to shoot. Gets it across now is Porter, and puts it up and in. There's another 2 for Martineau, and that puts the Clackamas lead at 34. So here come the Saints. Quick 2, no good, and no foul there. Coach Brown wanted a foul. So now here come the Cougars. Open lane, and puts it in. 6 straight points for the Cougars there, Jake, and looks like they have extended their lead to 36. And Coach Alex Brown, in disbelief with one of the officials, wanted a foul call. Did not get it. Saints will get the inbound, though, as they will have possession. It's Hoyleman who brings up the floor, gets the inbound pass from Knutson. Hoyleman waits at the top of the circle, gets it across to Ramirez. Now here's Ramirez, gets it over to Knutson, gets it to the inside, and whistle. And got a foul. That one goes against Rowley. So some more free throws. Nope, looks like it's going to be an inbound from underneath the rim. Hoyleman will inbound it. Long inbound to Kosmicki. And now a fake, like a quarterback to a running back.
Oh.
And she puts it in.
That's
And a
deceptive
chance
play there.
for a 3-point play there, Jake. That was a good fake. Because she even faked me out. I thought she handed the ball off, but
Absolutely.
she kept it for herself and went underneath the rim and put it in.
Used her body to cover the ball and drove to the hoop.
Now it will be free throws for the Saints. First one on the way. And good.
Nice 3-point play there.
That was a 3-point play from Kosmicki. And the Saints now only trail by 33 points. And now here comes Martineau into the lane. Dribbles it to the outside. Was close to stepping out of bounds. Here's a 3. Left corner is good. What a shot there from Grosbeck. And that extends the lead to 36. So here come the Saints. Knutson into the lane. Gets it back out Ramirez. Top of the key. Looking.
Nice.
Gets it back out right side 3.
Great
Off
ball
the rim.
movement.
No good. Tip back out. Regained by the Saints. Offensive rebound. Kosmicki out. Here is Hoyleman. A floater. Banks off. No good. Rebounded and fought for. Saints regain. Ramirez gets it across. Now a 3. Left wing. Off the rim. And finally Clackamas will take control. Saints had a good opportunity on that drive, Jake. They just couldn't convert.
You can see the life coming out in them as they see they had an opportunity to score there.
Now's Martineau. Gets it across. And now here is Fernstorm. Gets it back over. And now here is Brooks. And Brooks gets it back over. Here's Porter. Porter gets it to Fernstorm. Over to Martineau. Martineau into the lane.
Some good defense here.
Pass out top of the circle. Fernstorm a 2. And
Oh.
can't hit it as the shot clock expires.
Oh,
But a
could've been up and
rebound.
down there.
Rebound there, puts it in with just 3 minutes to go. 79-41 is the Cougar lead. Back now come the Saints. Here's a pass out, and now Knutson dribbles to the inside, gets it across. Here's Hoyleman, and now looking for a pass, gets it to Meek, and Meek spins, gets it to Ramirez, thought about a 3, gets it back to Knutson. Back over comes Meek, and now here's Kosmicki is fouled, and she will have 2 free throws. So some free throws coming for Kosmicki, who is a 60% free throw shooter on the season. Trying to bring some life back into this Saints team, who find themselves down by almost 40 points here with just over 2.5 minutes to go here in this game. First free throw on the way is off the back iron, and no good. Still has one more, and she will look to try to at least get 1 of 2. Now there's that one she got. Puts them at 42, and it puts the deficit now at 37. Here's Glenn, dribbles it, and now passes it over to Fernstorm, who gets it over to Porter. Porter into the lane, puts it up and in.
Porter looking like their main option here at the end of the fourth.
She's been favoring that underneath the rim shot. We've seen her a couple of times try to attempt that jumper, but she gets closer to the rim, and that one she's able to put in.
Absolutely.
So here come the
Wow, what a
Saints.
push.
There's a two-pointer there from Hoyleman that would not go. Rebound to the Cougars. 2 minutes left here in this one. And now here comes Glenn up the timeline, gets it across. Here's Grosbeck, a three. No, and tipped. And that one is regained by the Saints, and a whistle. And we have a foul. The Saints will have control. As they will look to try to make this deficit a little bit worse than it actually is. Find themselves down 81-42. So here's Ramirez. Waits at the top of the circle. Gets it over to Knutson. Knutson gets it to Meek. Back to Knutson. Knutson thought about a three. Did not take it. Underneath the net. Gets it over right corner. And now it is Ramirez. Shoots a two. It's off the iron. No good. Rebound to Fernstorm. And now here it comes Glenn. Glenn with the ball. Passes it back over to Fernstorm. Fernstorm gets tripped and a foul. And it's free throws. So block on Knutson. Saints. Third team foul on Mount Hood this quarter. As now possession is going to be controlled and intercepted.
Steal.
Might be a little late for that one though, Jake, as the Saints still find themselves down by 39.
Yeah,
But here they come.
They had a good shot in the third quarter comeback, but right now it just seems to slip away.
Ramirez gets it to Meek, who shoots a three, and that one's just an air ball. Now we got another whistle. And that one went out of play, so Clackamas will retain possession. So Grosbeck will inbound it to Glenn. And Glenn brings it up the floor. And here they come. Here's Fernstorm. Gets it over to Grosbeck. Back to Fernstorm. Takes a three. And in and out. Rebound Saints. And here comes Meek up the floor. Gets it over to Ramirez. Ramirez over to Hoyleson. And now here is Hoyleton. Gets a two, no good. And the rebound to the Cougars. Here comes Glenn. Brings it across. Crosses the midcourt line and waits. Shot clock and game clock just about a second apart. And they look to just dribble this one out here, as it looks like the Clackamas Cougars are going to have control in this game. Here's a two, and that might have ended it, as the Saints just have 10 seconds to go. And here comes Kosmicki into the lane. Here's a three, and that's a little bit of life here at the end.
On a high note there.
Here come the Cougars, 2 seconds and one, and that will do it. The Clackamas Cougars will get an 83-45 win against the Mount Hood Saints here in Gresham. The winning streak for the Cougars is up to 5. They move to 15-4 overall, 7-1 in conference play with this. I'd call this a big conference win for the Cougars here, Jake.
Absolutely, a rival team, and they won dominantly.
Next up for the Cougars, they will be down in Roseburg to play the Umpqua Riverhawks on Saturday. That game, I believe, will tip off at 2 p.m. The Riverhawks 16-3 on the season, 5-2 in conference play. They are currently playing the Lane Titans, and we can check in on that score real quickly, as we'll see what the score is between the Titans and the Riverhawks. We can find it here. Here we go. It looks like the Titans are going to win that game, so it should be an interesting game. You know, the Lane Titans, undefeated, Jake, so they are a great team.
Wow.
But it looks like the Umpqua Riverhawks are going to drop one So Umpqua will be coming off a loss. Clackamas will be coming off a win. So that should be a good game on Saturday. As for the Saints, they dropped this one, and their losing streak extends to 4 in a row. And next game for them will be at the Roadrunners on Saturday down in Albany. Roadrunners currently playing Southwest Oregon Community College. The current score of that game, ooh, a close one with just under a minute to go. It looks like the Roadrunners have a 2-point lead, but that game definitely not over. So the Saints already lost to the Roadrunners earlier this year, so a little bit of redemption. That game was actually supposed to be here, but was moved. So instead of getting a home and home with the Roadrunners, they have 2 away games. So hopefully they can go down there and get a win. As for the next Saints game here, they will be taking on the Chemeketa Storm at the same time, 5:30 next Wednesday. As for this game, we are going to wrap it up. We have the men's game coming up next. I'd like to thank Jake for joining me for the last half of the women's game. He will be here with me for the men's game. We hope that you will tune in for that one. So for Jake Rowe, I'm Jackson Hamlin, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Jake, do you have anything to say?
Thank you very much. I'll see you at the men's.